Generic greetings and welcome back to MewnBase, or as some person put it in the comments the other day, Catisfactory. Today's beverage is a nice cup of green tea that I'm choking on. Okay, so in the previous video we were doing some more exploring and we did some more research, and because of that we unlocked some more power options. In specifically, I guess it was these wind turbines here, which means that this production center up the top has solar panels and wind, so good renewables there, and then pretty much the same down the bottom. Now I have done some more I've made some more advancements on the base, and it would have been nice to show you, but the recording was made, however, the audio was messed up for some reason, so yes, there's been some more advancements. We've advanced, I think it's about 4 days in total, and we've had another battery being added to the main base. We've had the power switch connected so that both of these now share their resources, which I think is better. We can obviously turn it off if need be. The light is now powered, we have some storage, and we've got a lot more stuff unlocked. If we go over to the fabricator, we can see that we have the RTG there. We also have a lightning collector as well as a large battery. I think because it's day 16 and in total we need 26 days, I think what we'll do is hopefully play this until we've left the planet. I think that would be a nice thing to do. So it's going to make it quite a long one, so strap in. And let's just see how far we get on. So I'm going to put some of this stuff in the storage because I don't think we need many things in our pocket there. I'm also going to place the wood because we just don't need that. I could get rid of this generator because, quite frankly, we don't use them anymore. What I'll do is I'll pick these up. I'll place I've put made another research thing, by the way. I'm going to place these generators on the back of the base as a sort of like emergency thing that we can connect up. Actually, let's just switch over here. Let's do that. The base is the one that you need powered ideally because you need for the oxygen, whereas you don't need the construction stuff. So while that's cracking on, let's just see what we need to make. We could make an RTG, however, although that would generate good power, we also have the lightning collector as well. The RTG requires 2 nuclear fuel, and nuclear fuel is from the big rock, which I think is actually in here, which requires, from memory, 3 radioactive ore, and we do have some radioactive ore. We have 3 radioactive ore, so we can make, if we want there, some nuclear fuel. However, we do need some more, so let's crack on with that. While that's doing its own thing, I'm going to head off and look for some big rocks, but because it is completely dark, it's going to be a bit of a problem, but we'll see what we can do. It should be day shortly anyway, so that'll be alright for us. There's one bit of radioactive ore, so that's fine. We do have a lot of rocks around us here. Is it just me, or has things got a bit hazy? Have I just got cataracts all of a sudden, or has it just become a bit hazy? Anyway, let's get rid of this, and we've got now 2. We need a total of 1 more, although I'm not opposed to continuing on, so we have 2 RTGs, although that might be a little bit over the top. I guess if we have 2, then we pretty much don't have to worry about power sort of ever again, really. Also, ice. I think we do need to collect some more ice because we are running low on this stew. In fact, there's our last one there. I'm going to pick that up. I will go over here and hang on. I'll probably best on siphon, put those in there, pick that up, we'll keep that, and we will make some more water. We will also, we can't because that's now full, make another one of those, so that should be fine. We're going to pick that water up, and is it probably the best thing to get rid of that rock? I don't think we need that rock in our pockets, but we do want ideally some of that stew, and we do have quite a number of these roots here, so that's fine. We will have to place that one spare one in there. At least we can cycle these quite well, and then we'll make some more of that stew. It's actually water that we are out on, and that's all kinds of out of oxygen, so let's go in here. The research for tech upgrades, we're on 15, so we can go for things like food production, so an indoor greenhouse. Greenhouses are generally indoor, that's generally what they do. We also need things like water supply and things like that, and wow, our solar panels are completely covered in sand, so I need to clear those. Are the other ones? Yeah, the other ones are as well. That's why everything powered down. And you can see with them on, the batteries are charging up really, really fast. Excellent. Okay, so we do have some of this stew. We should be able to make an RTG shortly. We do, however, need some wires, so we'll make 2 wire, and then we'll make 2 electronics, and that should be enough, I think, to make this RTG. And there we go. We are now making RTG. We will place it probably out of the way, probably up, actually there would be perfectly acceptable, and we now have an RTG, excellent, and we also now have a leak as well, which is not so excellent. And there we go. I'm tempted to move that RTG, actually. I think instead we will pick it up and we're going to shift it down the bottom. The reason for that is I just find it to be... see, around the base, it's a bit dodgy. If you breach it, all kinds of bad. But as I said before, the base is the one we need powered the most. But it's all connected at the moment anyway. So it is just past midday. You can see that in terms of exploration, we've gone quite a ways there. I'm not really in... Oh, is that... What's that there? There's some light green over there, and I have no idea what that is. Let's go and take a look. So, let's head off this way. Yeah, I'm not in any particular hurry to... That's really stuttery for some reason. It is. I'm not in a particular... I don't have a great... Is that what that is? Oh, it's just that. It's just an artifact. I don't want to unlock all the map. I'm not in any... I don't have any real desire or in any particular hurry to unlock the map. Like an exhaustive unlock. And that is really stuttery, and I don't know why. That's really annoying. Let's just continue driving along. I'm just looking for some more research opportunities. So there's one there. And there's also a lot of ore, which we are currently out of. So I may as well utilise the advantages of a shovel and pick some of this up. I would also like to get some more water because we're currently out in the base, and it would be nice to pick some of this ice up, but sadly I don't have the storage, so I think when we go back we will make a trailer for this thing. And that should be us about right, and we'll get back in the vehicle, and we have no more space, so we might as well just head back. Okay, so in our Stuttermobile, we're gonna head back. This thing is it's a very strange beast. It's very twitchy. It's got understeer at low power, at low speed, and oversteer at high power, which makes it somewhat tricky to drive. That is filling up most of our. That's filling up most of our suit. In terms of the size, actually, what I'll do is I'll set these researchers on the go. There we go. There's the artifacts on the go. Yeah, in terms of the size of the base now, you can see it does hold a total of 200 oxygen, which is exactly what our suit requires. Until, obviously, we upgrade. It doesn't help, and also it breaks like that. So, oh, good grief. Everything's falling apart. We do need the... We can get eventually some advanced modules. And that will be able to automatically repair things, but we don't really want to do that for the time being. So obviously things are getting produced. We've got an RTG, we've also got 2 wind turbines. So this base power here, it says generating 8, total generation is 23.9, but we are using 30.3. So at night, it is using, when we've got 2 research stations up and running, and the oxygenator. It does use a fair amount of power, but as you can see, yeah, it's not really using much here. Is that the same gen? Yeah, it is the same. It is connected. So if I flick that off, we can see that this is draining a hell of a lot more. Yeah, so having it connected is useful. So we're going to make some more metal beams because we don't have them. After that, we want to make... we could make a large battery. That would be quite useful, but is it necessary? Probably not. We do want to make a trailer, though. That was one of the things we definitely wanted to make. So we'll have a quick look at the trailer. A trailer, I probably have to drive that out. There we go. So the trailer requires metal parts, well, 3 components. We have 5, 2 of those, and 1 cargo container. So we just need a cargo container, really. That'll probably be made in the... Oh, it's actually, no, the cargo is made here. So we'll make that cargo container, and that should be enough for us. Research is almost complete, and that'll give us hopefully everything we need. Trailer is now getting built. I'm going to go back and pick that up there. Now that the sun's up, we're going to just check out. Yeah, generation 70. Over 70 there, so that's fine. And that's with all of these running as well. So there's some of the research completed. We have a little whistle there. Sorry, a little bell. That's what I said. I said this was a whistle before this artifact 13. It's not. It's a laser pointer. And we will go down and unlock the suit Mark II. And there we go. Does that mean that we are... Yes, we do actually have this suit Mark II. So apparently we get hungry less often. Let's have a quick look. It's hungry less often. Max oxygen is increased by 50%, so from 2 to 300. And suit power is gone up by 50 as well. So it's just all round better. So we now also have, as you can see, the trailer, which I will connect up. There we go. And sweet. And you can proper drift it now. Right, so we do need some more research. So, you know what? We might as well head off and go and get the said research. Before we do, though, I'm going to place... Actually, you know what? I don't really need to place this stuff in there, but I still will. I think it's still a good thing to do. Also, I'm probably going to build another shovel, but I have just stored the resources that I need. So let's go ahead and we'll build another shovel. That's an improved shovel. Don't know how it's improved, but it is. And then we'll place that in. Now, we'll keep that because we're probably going to use some of it. We'll get rid of that. We'll get rid of that. And we'll get rid of that as well. So we've got a fairly decent stock of stuff there. We have got 1 meal. We might as well fill up our oxygen like so. We also can make some oxygen bottles, but we just haven't done so. So let's head probably down to the sort of southeast, I think, is the way forward. Obviously it is raining now, so we'll have to worry about some lightning strikes, but we're just going to sort of plough forward and see what we can find, and good grief. I don't know if the water has affected this somewhat, but yeah, it's certainly, with this leg iron on, it's not as stable as it used to be, shall we say. In fact, yeah, the trail is now starting to dictate the direction of travel somewhat. Let's stay away from that lightning strike. Let's just collect some of this water here. I'm looking for high concentrations, ideally. So really, we're looking for artifacts. We're looking for water. There's an artifact. I will collect that. We're looking for artifacts. We're looking for water, and we're also looking for high concentrations of ore, because I'm not going to stop for just 1 or 2. So let's have a quick look. How we're doing? We're doing alright. What was that there? There's like a blue thing down here. Will that be another one of those? That'll be one of those jelly, mushroomy type things, won't it? Yeah, there it is there. Was that also an artifact? No, it wasn't. Artifact show was bright green, and there's a lot of rock here. We could, if we wanted to, start to get rid of some of it, and is that an advantage? Would we want to? I don't know. I don't think we need to, really. It's mainly just for getting another RTG, which I don't think we need. In fact, in terms of what we need, I think we've got most of it. It's now just about want. Driving around in here, obviously, is just good fun in general. Water we do probably need. We haven't got any crops, but we also haven't got any way to... we haven't got any crops, and we haven't got any greenhouses or anything like that. It would be useful if we had that, but anyway, let's... oh, looks like the shovel's broke. That's no problem, because we do have a spare one. Hunger is increasing, as well as a space in our stomach. And luckily we found another artifact. So 3 artifacts in total. That'll take us up to 20 research. I'd be very tempted to just head up, I think. So even though we can't see on the map, if we press M we can look at it that way, and that will tell us if we've passed an artifact, because it'll be bright green. Okay, we'll do another little sort of U-ey here. Go around. The difficulty being that it is really dark. You can't really see what's going on. Although we're halfway through the night cycle now, and that's a big concentration of ore, so we might as well go ahead and do that while we're currently getting run over by the vehicle. That has actually happened, not in this game, to my knowledge anyway, but in Factorio, it's several times. If you jump out of a vehicle and it's going at some speed, it will continue going forward, and you can very easily run yourself over. Not something not really an achievement that you like to brag about, but, you know. Yeah, it happens. The only thing that, when I was playing Factorio a little while ago with a friend, I was showing him how to play it, we ended up say completing Factorio. You don't. It's not really about the completion, but we end up launching the rocket anyway. We had about 50 odd hours for one save. We built like train networks and all that sort of stuff. Never got run over by a train, which I was very, very happy about. Did get run over by a tank a couple of times. Once I was driving it and then jumped out and it kept going forward and there was a squishing noise. And then after that it was my friend who also run me over, who was then demoted from friend to nemesis for a little while. Anyway, let's fix the leaks in here so we can get some oxygen. And it's not generating oxygen. Ah, it will be, but it'll have been doing the base. Right, okay, so in terms of artifacts, we can put 2 more in here. Like so. That's going to research hopefully quite quickly. We do have to eat some food. Let's cycle that there. And it would be nice to make another oxygenator because it now takes quite a while. So can we do that? Well, I'm guessing the answer is yes, we can. In fact, there it is there. We need a habitat module, we need components, we need wire. Okay, so we need wire, we need components, we need all of this. Actually, we can put that one back. And let's crack on. We'll also pick up that. And right, so we need some more of this. Craft all of that. Go for some water. And we can probably make some more of this root stew. You can make that a hearty meal. But I think the root one is fine because we've got quite a number of them. There we go. So we need, for this, we need a habitat module, which we can make quite easily. Also we need some more oxygen, so we'll just swap out here and that'll fill it up. But as you can see, because of the size of it, it's quite an issue. Let's cycle the airlock, pick that up, pick that. Oh, I can't pick that up actually, but I will. Can we make another meal? We can make a couple more meals. Might as well use up all of the water that we have. And we're still left, sadly, with one bit of ice. Not that it's a huge issue, but we'll get rid of that. And that's our module there. So to make this, we need electronics, one of them. So that should be fairly simple to make. Like so. And then, there we go. We can make one of those. So, once that's done, we need to figure out the place to put it. And I think the best place to put it would be ideally right next to the other one. But I think what I'll do is pick up this. Like so, place that there and that there, and I don't think, well, I'm fairly confident there's no oxygen propagation. It's just, if you're in the base, this is how much oxygen you have, so that should hopefully be generating a lot more. Also, it's gonna use a lot more, but that's not really too much of a problem. And we got that, which is a can, and we got this, which is a nice ball. Research log, you can see there's a couple of other artifacts we haven't got. Looks like to be a bell of some kind. That's a fish. That's a clockwork mouse. That's a tin, I think. Don't know what that is. Maybe a bag, a paper bag, and that's like one of the fluffy bits with the like and a stick. And that is a sandstorm. So I don't think you can take damage, but it certainly will make these solar panels pretty much useless. Anyway, so we'll get that on the go. We'll get some more metal plate on the go. And what do we need to unlock? Well, again, it's not what needs, but want. We've got food production, which I would like to get a rainwater collector. I would also prefer, however, to get advanced modules, which gives us the repair drone. Repair drone being really, really good because it repairs stuff automatically. So let's do that. Let's get that repair drone up and running. So we need to craft some wire because we need several units of electronics, and we'll make some more gears and also make some more of that as well. So we need a couple of motors. I think it was 2 motors. Sorry, 1 engine, 2 electric parts, as well as 3 metal plates. So we should actually be done about now. That should be okay. And yeah, there we go. We can create one of those. That solar panel is... Oh, these are all getting covered. I don't know why I'm cleaning them now because they'll inevitably get covered in a moment. The advantage, I guess, with this is the generators are generating... the wind turbines are generating the most advanced stuff that they can. This I will place... Now, this repairs stuff, so proximity is key. So I'm guessing placing it there in between. No, actually, it doesn't need to repair these. Oh no, but it cleans solar panels, I think. So I'll place it there, and we'll see if that functions. So when these break, what happens is this heads off basically and goes to repair stuff. So that when the next thing breaks, I'm not gonna mess with it. And we've also got a powered rain collector, automatically pumps it into the base's water supply. So we don't have yet a water supply for the base, so we will have to probably make one. So we'll make some of these. Make a mortar and continue on with a metal plate, and we'll have to get some more research actually, because we need more research so we can get some more storage. It's day 19 going on to 20, which means another 6 days remaining to survive. As I said, it's going to be quite a long episode, this one, but we'll get there. Looks like it's, I thought it was a tin, but it's not. It is like a cat bed. Excellent. So that's 5 research points, which I believe is what we need for food production anyway, which is perfect. So what's, 10 samples. Darn it. So we are just out. But we'll try and make this rainwater collector, which will be, so there we go. They're broken, and the automatic bot's going to stand up, and yeah, it's not. Oh, no, there we go. I was going to say it's it's not close proximity to that one, but it's fine. It managed to do it, so that's good. So we know that the base will be automatically repaired, which is exactly what we want. In terms of oxygen, it goes to 225 on the base, which is actually less than our suit. I don't know how we managed to fill such a cavernous. I don't know how dense, what sort of pressure we've got this suit at, but I'm guessing if we popped it with a pin, we'd just completely explode, although that would happen anyway because of the negative pressure. Coefficient, but whatever. So, rainwater collector, we don't actually have a rain collector, because I think a rain collector is standard in there. Yes, so it doesn't say it requires it, but it actually does require it. Right, we're going to jump back in our car, our vehicle, and we're going to head off. We'll go up north, I think, because why not? We don't really need to get rid of anything. We've got this trailer on the back, which technically does have, I believe, a maximum storage, but if we hit it, it'll be very, very unlikely. I'm not going to stop for anything other than artifacts unless it's, well, unless circumstances change, but I can't see that. Unless there's like a high concentration of something that I need to stop for. I don't really see the point. We're going to jump out here and scoot along for that artifact. Ideally, I'd like 100 artifacts so we don't have to come out here again. That's sort of the point, and there's sort of the nature of the beast, isn't it? What we'll do is get, good grief, get a nice little sort of collision there. Yeah, I'd like 5 artifacts in total, I think, and that should probably take us towards what we really need. I thought that'll be probably maxed out. I would assume it'd be close to it anyway. And this thing is all over the place. Oh, you know what? I'm not even going to bother going over there. It's just about finding as much as we can. And there we go. I wonder if we just travel like really, really far, like one direction, what would we get? Don't know, but I'm going to try it. I'm just going to head west. Across this barren sea as the game randomly generates all of this terrain. And yep, we can see we've headed quite a ways out. We also have to focus on the fuel because, as you can see on the right, we do have a certain amount. It's not internal combustion, I don't think. It's battery, isn't it? Our little buggy here. So we'll head back. We've got 3. I would have liked a couple more, but I'm hoping that we find at least one on the way back. If not, we'll do another little scoot around. Just looking on the map, looking for dark green boxes. Didn't see any. So we'll do another little scan this way. Overcompensating. Oh, there we go. Right, so I'm jump out here. I'll go to the back of the trailer. And we can do that there. Oh, I've just realised, actually, that's got another hitching point on the back. And why is that no longer connected up? Uh-oh. Is that a problem? Why did that disconnect. Oh, there we go. Because I clicked on it. Right. Yeah, it's got another hitching point on the back. So does that mean you can tether these together? Honestly, I can't fathom what that would be like to drive. It would be a bit like Astroneer in that sense, I guess, wouldn't it? And just like Astroneer, it might be a problem. And I've just hit the trailer off the rock, and it's lost a wheel, and it's now smoking. That's bad. Let's get back to base and hopefully not crash into anything else, because the last thing I want is to get stranded in the middle of nowhere with low oxygen, because it is running low. We're on to 49, so actually I really need to get a shift on now. It's very easy to get yourself into trouble, especially when you've got a vehicle like this. It's quite quick. But I don't want to hit anything, which it just does. Oh, this is bad. This is really bad. Oh no, this is the last thing we wanted, which is death. I'm heading in the right direction, hopefully. Down and then along this way. You know what? I might just have to just floor it. There, we're in the base. I don't care that I've just smashed into the wind turbine. Just get inside quickly. Okay, just breathe. Right. So, we've made it back. We are -1 wheel, but that would have been that's a minor problem. That's something we can fix. Right, so let's just have a quick look. We're gonna jump back in. We're gonna go. It's actually very difficult to turn around that way, although it does drift really nicely now that way. It seems to want to go that way much more. Things to hit. What's that? We're gonna put this in the garage. I don't know if I'm gonna have to reverse it in, but I'll just connect it up. I'll just do that, and it might, because it's connected, repair it. Although it doesn't look to be doing that. Okay, fair enough. So I will reverse it in then, which is going to be... Oh, that's not what I wanted to do, but... Well, I actually did want to get into it, but I didn't want to... if I was going to have to go leave the airlock first. Yeah, there we go. We now have another wheel. Right, excellent. So, we will have a look inside this. Actually, it's not doing it. There we go. Connect those up. Go forward, and then you have to go to the back. Right click. And that's now also broken. So, in terms of resources, we've got that. I think we're doing alright there. We're looking for this rain collector, but we can't get that until we have one more bit of research. But we do have 3 artifacts in our pocket, 2 on the go, plus the ones in the back of the trailer, which is another 1, so we're doing well there. This is automatically repairing stuff, which is good. Do need to eat some more, because hunger was going up there. Day 21 in the daytime. What I might do, actually... I was going to say, I might head out and get some more research, but I don't know if we need it, because we need 5... 15, 25 samples. I think we have enough. I think we have enough already. There's 15 samples. We can now get that. So we might, if we're either just off or just in. So we'll see. We're going to dump that next to that, sort of ready for the next one there. We are going to make a rain collector, which then allows us to make a power rain collector after we build one of these electronic parts. There we go. And once again, we'll put some more metal plates in. We'll collect that, and then we'll go for a powered rain collector. We also need to make another habitat module, and then go for... actually, we probably need to make a water pump as well. Or take water out of your base's water. We don't have base water. How do we get base water? That, which requires electrical cables. Don't need to pick up anything there, that's fine. Right, so pick up that, and you can see, yeah, the solar panels are a bit, I wouldn't say damaged, they're actually dirty, and the this thing heads up and goes around. and cleans them, which is good. We have CleanObot. It does everything. Right, so that's now in there. What I'm going to do is rearrange the base slightly. I'm going to pick up that, and I'm going to pick up that. And I'm going to dump the oxygenator at the front door because it'll make a bit more sense. The garage can go just to the south of that one, like so. And the powered rain collector goes pretty much wherever it needs to go. Maybe there is satisfactory. Actually, you know what? No, I will pick that up. I'll pick that up because I think I want to have this in there. And then the rainwater connector can go next door. Okay, that's not too bad. So when it rains, now we will be hopefully collecting some water. To say it's out of water. There's some more research complete, so we'll double check these things. Hang on, where was that other one gone? I didn't put it in, did I? So we now have a little bit more to unlock. We've got recycling, and yes, we should have the rain examples to complete all of the research, and there's just a couple more artifacts that we don't have. I would like to get all the artifacts. I would like to get a full completion. So let's... I was going to head off, but it's just about to turn completely dark. So perhaps not. Perhaps not. So we've got the med bay that we can make. So we will go ahead and make one of those. Med bay and a recycler. In order to make a med bay, it requires some scrap metal, habitat module, and electronics. So we do have some scrap. We don't have electronics, but we can... not make any because we don't have the metal plate. We probably just have enough metal plate, I hope. We're going to put the shreddy machine type thing in. I'll put it in there. And it requires some scraps. What, do you place that in there? No, I'm guessing you can make... I'm guessing you make in here. Yeah, refined scrap. So let's try it. Let's try it. Once that's done, because we've now actually ran out, medical bay, we need a bit more wire. So one wire, one of those, and med bay. So we will make refined scrap. So that takes these scrap metal parts and then combines them off. Can we collect that from here? We cannot. So place a med station. Probably like one of the things right there would be fine, and then finally a light. There we go. So med station's there. You click on that, you heal up. There you go, and you get healed. Healing 47, and it slowly heals you. Excellent. So research has now been completed here, and we have artifact 4, fishbone, and that is enough for navigation. So, navigation, I'm probably not going to build because, if I remember rightly, it just puts a big arrow where the base is. Although that might be useful. That might be useful. That requires some metal beams and electronics. We will make some more refined scrap, and I believe we can now place some of those in there. So that is doing something. It's jumping up and down. We've got a nice light on there. So that will probably eventually kick out some metal plates. That's all it does. Sadly, though, you have to feed it manually. Feed it by hand, which is not only dangerous, but also a bit annoying. 4 days left, day 22 there, which is good. I'm going to feed all the scrap into here. I will eat some more soup, and I think then we will probably go and head off. Although, do we want to make a comms tower? Requires 3 girders, which we have enough of, and 2 electronics, which... we could probably go ahead and make. So, make 2 of those and 2 of those. And that should be a beacon. Keep putting the scrap in there. Make that beacon. Make some more refined scrap. I don't think we need much more scrap anywhere. And the beacon we can place. Does it need to be powered? That is a good question. Does it need to be powered? I'm going to go with probably. But I'm going to place it in there. Let's see if that does what I think it does. So that should automatically connect, which it does. And yeah, it puts this line on there. But you can... you cannot turn it off. So we're going to get this UI up all the time, which is annoying. Or this UI element, should I say. Don't really like that. So I'm probably going to collect all those, and I think research or unlock rather, probably that switch. So we'll do that, we'll do that, we'll do that, get the power switch. And we want to place a power switch. Place that there. And then place that one in. And that'll allow us to turn on and off our beacon. Because we don't necessarily need that. In fact, we don't need it at all. I'm also going to move this vehicle. Right, so, I've been getting distracted. Because we were going to put that in there, put that in there, put that in there. We don't need that. One more piece there, and that can crack on. Right, let's head off. Let's go for some more artifacts, just because we want to try and get full completion on the artifacts here. Which way do you want to go? If it's much of a muchness, we're going to go south. So we are fully charged. Everything is fully healed. We've got pretty much everything we need. We've got food. We've got... oxygen. I didn't fill my suit up, so that's also really bad that I've just crashed into that and more again. And when we can get, eventually, hopefully, a flyer so we can go over these things, or in fact a dozer blade so it just demolishes everything in front of it, that would be much better. Also, I didn't turn that thing on, so basically, massively over-egged that. Right, let's fill up our suit. We now have a total of 275 O2 in here, so we can really fill up our suit if we need to. So we'll cycle that. That's now all the bits that we need there. So everything's pretty much sorted. So we will turn this on. Clicky, and we will drive. Because we have loads of power. We have loads of... Well, we're completely full in terms of health, hunger, all that sort of stuff. And really now it's just a case of getting to where we need to go, which is easier said than done. Whoa. See, you can't drift that out. And eventually we'll come to... Yeah, we're now on to uncharted territory. I guess it would be easier, bit of a stutter there, it would be easier to sit on this stuff because this muddy type stuff doesn't impede you driving in any way. It doesn't slow you down, you don't get stuck or anything like that. But you just do still have the same chance, I believe, to find the artifacts. And more importantly, there's nothing to hit. So maybe sticking to it is a good thing. That's a lot of root vegetables there as well. It's going to get dark, and that means that we won't be able to see much. But we are continuing to drive, get all of these. If we get this full by the time we get back, I'd be very happy with that. Unlikely that that's going to happen. Now that it's dark. Oh, also, I've just realised we are all kinds of running out of power. So we're going to have to nurse this back home now. I don't think there's an emergency just limp home mode in this vehicle. And I've got no solar panels with me. I don't think you can charge it up that way anywhere. Oh, it's in the red. This is bad. We are just blazing a trail directly home. I also don't know whether disconnecting the trailer would help. That didn't help. How close are we? Oh, we're nowhere near. We're going to run out of power. We're in comms range. But when it goes to fully empty, does it just conk out? Well, we're not going to find out. You know what I am going to find out? I'll just do donuts. We're just going to keep doing donuts until we peg the dial, basically, and it's completely empty. There we go. That's it. It's empty. Yeah, it doesn't move at all. So the only thing we can do really is push it. Right. I wanted to see what would happen, and yes, can confirm, it does actually just stop working. Also, it seems that we can't disconnect that trailer for some reason. Luckily, we can push this thing, so we've got that going for us, which is nice. Hopefully, if we just sort of push it that way and push it that way, it will then power up. There we go. That should be now powering, and that should be fine. Right, so we'll do that. We will turn off that, because I really don't want the big circle and arrow there. That should be powered. Strangely, it hasn't actually rained at all, so that's a bit of a shame. We'll research that. We're on day 23 of 26, so a couple of days left now. What do we need to unlock, really? Crops would be nice, but to be fair, it also hasn't rained at all. So what's the point? I don't know if there is a particular point. In terms of research, everything is unlocked. We now have the ability to make a greenhouse, but we have pretty much everything done, I think. Just the mice and other things there. So let's cycle this, and we'll head back off again. Head back out again. Interestingly, that we got quite far there. Oh, and there's also an artifact there. I can quite clearly see it. It says question mark, so that is an artifact. So we'll go back down there to get that. I'll probably blaze a trail this way. It's also quite open, you can see, because of this like mud. So I'm going to empty the base of all the oxygen. And that should be us, and we'll head out. Like I say, it's just a case of getting full completionist status, really, now. Actually, do we have anything in the back here? I don't know. I think so. Right. Let me just reverse that up into there, because that does need some healing. Right, and then we'll head off. So, oh, hang on. Wait, before we forget. Because although it is annoying to have that around there, it's actually very useful for getting back. So, cycle that. Suit oxygen now maxed out, and we'll head off again. So the plan is to get the artifact that's further down. We could build, you can build like a little portable beacon, and I believe that allows you to, well, you can follow that. Don't think we need to. So we'll go a little bit this way, just so we can start blazing a new trail. And luckily, we do, it pays dividends straight away, bump into another artifact. And another one, perfect. And we know that's going to be a third one by the time we reach our destination. And we'll probably have oh, I was going to say, let's navigate that, but that's not going to happen. And then we should have enough time, hopefully, to finish the rest of it. When we drive like that, though. Oh, come on! The trail is dictating direction of travel once again. Here's an artifact, which is... That's the one we found before. So there's the 3. In terms of the power for the vehicle, we're just over a quarter, really, used. So 3/4 full. Might as well just continue driving. There's another artifact. Perfect. So it's going to hit night, which will make it infinitely more difficult to find something. So I'm going to stick to this substance, this mud stuff, as best I can. And once again, there's another one. So that's 5 artifacts in total. It's now dark, and fuel is good, oxygen is fine. Let's head over to this other bit here. Oh, I thought there's another large area, but it's not. Just have a quick look. Not seeing anything there. We're going to keep looking on the map, just so if we miss it with Mark 1 eyeball, at least... Well, Mark 1 eyeball, obviously it's dark. At least we'll be able to see it on the map. I think we'll probably start going back through apparently a massive rock field. And we had a bit of good progress there. Oh, how we're doing for fuel? You know what? We're okay. Let's go a bit more inland. In terms of stuff that's been added, I do quite like the chemistry stuff and the extra things to make. Don't know if there's anything we haven't seen yet. I would have assumed, perhaps wrong. Ooh, good grief! Perhaps wrongly that that we'll have, because of the amount of time we've seen on the amount of time we've been on the planet, as well as the distance travelled, that we've probably seen all there is to see. But you never know. You never know. So, vehicle's down to 87 health, so we've taken a couple of knocks, but I mean, you know, it'll buff out, it'll be fine. Let's head back to base. I'm also tempted to put another... I'm also very tempted to put another trailer on the back. Not that we need it, you understand. I just want to see what the performance is like. So, day 24, 2 days left. Research has been completed. There's a fishbone artifact. Let's research some more. There is a bowl artifact, and that means that... Is that just one or two more now? Just two more. Clock up mouse in the bag by the look of it. Everything is researched. There's no... there's nothing you can use the extra samples on, as far as I'm aware. So, there we are. Turn that beacon off. You can see that our direction of travel has been somewhat erratic, I think we can safely say. But that's fine. That panel is going to be cleaned automatically by our lovely robot. And I think then... I don't think there's anything else we can really build. Because it hasn't rained... If we want to get any planters up and running, like this, garden box or whatever, we'll need to just physically water it ourselves, and that requires ice, which we don't have, although there's a fair amount of ice down there. I think the question is, do we care? I don't think so. So, I think what we'll do is, I'm going to research these artifacts. We've got another 6 more there. Strange yet oddly familiar object. Should probably research it. We're going to research some objects, and it's basically 2 more days of waiting. So I am going to probably skip a little bit. Ooh, leaking. I'm going to skip a little bit ahead because, quite frankly, I don't think there's much we need to wait for. Okay, let's do that. Okay, we have skipped forward just a little bit. I've managed to research another 6 artifacts, and sadly, it's something that you just, you know, diminishing returns, I guess. It's just all luck. We haven't found these 2 artifacts, and the chances are we're not going to. We're on 30 samples, and we're just getting multiples of the same, because when it draws from just this big list. So, yeah, sadly, we're not going to do that, but we are 1 day away from being rescued, I guess. We have got another RTG. I thought we'd make another one. That would be just a useful thing to do. And now what we're going to do is get some of this up and running, some habitat modules. However, it does require some metal plate that we don't have, so I will go ahead and go and get some, and we will obviously utilise... Ooh, that's space, that's power, that's an issue. I'm going to go and... I'm going to go ahead and actually dump some water in here. You can see we've now filled that up, so it hasn't rained at all. We've got the automatic rainwater collector there, and it seems to be of absolutely no use whatsoever. Research is complete. We've got... Ooh! Artifact 6 as well as that one there as well. So that means that, yeah, still the other 2 are remaining, which is a bit of a shame. So, we have got this water, so we can, if we want to, just start drinking away that. But I don't think we probably want to do that. What we need to do is go up north and gather some more ore, because I think there's a fairly dense cluster of it somewhere. Let's have a quick look on the map. It'll just be up here, and yep, there it is there, in fact. Okay, so we will crack on with this. And that'll allow us to hopefully make a nice garden. And sadly, we won't be probably growing much on there because we are almost at the end of our day. So we'll gather this. We'll probably get a total of, I think, probably 15 ore would be acceptable. Something around that amount. not really too bothered exactly how much we get. We'll get these two here. If they drop more than one each, we should be fine. No, they didn't. 11 or. Not taking any chances. I'm not going to drive all the way back to base, then having to drive back. So we'll get these two. And that's dropped 2. So yes, that'll be about, there we go, 14. 14 should be enough for our needs. We already have the garden patches, so you can grow them outside. The difference, the reason why you grow it inside is that when you've got your, when you've got it outside, you have to basically do physical labor and go and empty the. You have to go and fill it up with water and such and keep it watered. Whereas when you've got it like this, then you don't need to if it's automatically connected to the base. So we've got 2 conduits that are required. We can make that, and then once more, and then there we go. Actually, do I have anything in here? I do have some wire in there anyway and some components. So we're going to collect all of that. Craft those, and that should now be. Oh, we need one more. We need some habitat modules. So we'll continue crafting that. One more and we'll get a habitat module. And then that should be alright, although it probably won't allow us to make it. Oh, it will, because it was going to get rid of that. So it's smart that way. And this should be enough for that. So we'll craft a greenhouse. Grow your own food supply in style. And also indoors in the warmth and other such things. Right, so that'll be done. And where should we place it? Well, obviously it has to go next to the... Well, it has to go on the base somewhere. The problem is that the majority of this is already being used up. So, I mean, guess we can get rid of the generators. We really don't need it. We can place it there. And this will be our very first place for a crop. And we'll plant that seed there. What's that? That's a root seed, and that is just a seed. I don't know what that seed is, but we will plant that. And that should automatically use that water when it needs to, I think. Or does it need to be in proximity to that? It probably does, doesn't it? Yes. I think it might have to. Oh well. We'll see. Do we want to make some more? I think we do want to make some more, but that requires one of those and more stuff that we don't have. I think we're just going to be off what we need. What about the generators? Do we just place them? Can we place them in there? No. Sadly, you can't. You can't just trash them, which would be very useful. We can make one more greenhouse. Yeah, we can. That's fine. So with that greenhouse, then, that pretty much concludes our little mess around. I think we can safely call it in MewnBase. 26 days. I don't know if you have to pass the 26th day. That's now growing. Do you want a blue shroom seed? No, I think one of these will be fine. I think that is watered. No, it does say what you can put in it. It looks like it is. Oh, it's also leaking. Don't know if it leaks the water though. I assume not. I assume perhaps wrongly not. I went ahead and, let's say, made another RTG, and that required us to dig a lot more rocks out, and that's why we've got, well, as you can see, quite a number of rocks. 84 rock. I don't know if there's anything we can do with it, like break it down and whatnot. I don't think so. So we've got 2 greenhouses. We've got 1 water storage, which seems to be going down, so I think this is automatically getting watered. We have our chemical plant, 2 RTGs, final day, so we do have to go through this day. That's okay. What I'll do then is actually make some meals, because we are getting low on that one. We'll take 2 of those, and we'll say 1, and then stew. Terrible. We're going to dump the logs in there and the water in there, and then we are going to take another little drive. Where do we want to go this time? It looks like you can see they are growing, which is good. We'll go down to there, and actually what we'll do is turn this thing on. Always an advantage, so we can see exactly where we need to go to come back. And we're going to follow this this mud stuff because it's quite easy to drive on. Not too bothered whether or not we find a lot, but oh, actually, this is where we want to stop to gather some more of this, just in case we need to make some more gear. But in reality, we are just waiting for this day to pass now. You can't speed the game up, sadly, but yeah. Yeah, I've enjoyed our nice little mess around on MewnBase. I said when I was going to say start the series, it wasn't supposed to be a series, just checking out the new stuff, but people like to see it, and I like to play it, so hence why we're here. Yeah, I have enjoyed this nice little mess around. Would like to see more things added, of course. It's not that challenging, but I'm not really after that. Like I said, I like just the sort of casual nature of it. There is our second artifact. So there's no point in getting too many artifacts and then not getting back quickly, because it's going to take a couple of minutes anyway to research it. In fact, it's probably going to take longer. Oh, we've broken a wheel. Right, that's all kinds of bad. I wonder if we can break a wheel off the... Yes, that is definitely dictating the direction of travel. I wonder if we hit like the base really hard. Yeah, that hurt. Right, so we have got the plant. The plant is completed. So we have got, let's see what we've got. 1 seed. And also, you always get a seed off it from here, but you also got some plant stuff as well. So, I guess we'll put these artifacts into research. But I mean, if we see how far we've come quite a ways. From when we started, we got, in no particular order, a fairly expansive base. We've got how many batteries? Let me turn that off there. That's now created as well, which we'll now put into there. We've got a fairly expansive base. How many modules is that? Let's go back inside and we'll have a look. It is starting with the airlock. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 spaces in here, which is pretty good. We've got no water, which is a shame. I will pick that up and then place the water in there. We've got, water. We've got farming. We've got chemicals. We've got a machine to heal us, Medi-Bay thing. We've got vehicles. We've got the rainwater collector, which it's never rained since we built it. In fact, it's only rained a couple of times in the whole 20-odd days anyway. We've got batteries. We've got wind. We've got solar. We've got backup generators, solid fuel ones. We've got 2 RTGs. We've got vehicle trailer, as I said. We've got this macerator, mincer, crusher, shredder type thing, which is actually pretty good. It gets rid of a lot of this scrap that we had. We've got Autobot there to go and repair stuff, and obviously we've got good research as well. So overall, I think we can make a note here, huge success. The only things we haven't really made is stone wall, simple but effective. I don't see a reason why you need the wall. You've got floors as well. I don't know if enemies were added. I'm sure I saw something about it, whether or not that be in sandbox or we haven't just encountered, we might not have encountered them, or whether that was a future thing, or whether we just totally made it up. I really can't remember. But anyway, yeah, I can only imagine that's why you'd need a wall other than just the aesthetic choice of it. We've got light sensors that we haven't actually used. I mean, if we made a light sensor, we need conduit and electronics, and I don't think we have. We don't have either, but to be fair, we can make it probably. Artifact research complete. We have. No, we've already got that one. Yeah, we'll just accept both, sadly. And there you go. So we just got the same thing again. So we're not gonna know. We know that's a mouse. That looks to be a paper bag. I think it's reasonable to assume. If it's not, then by all means, correct me in the comments. So we want a light sensor, which requires one of those, and also one of those, and then we'll make a light sensor, which means now that we have that, we can craft all of those. We can pick this up, we can place a light sensor in there, next to it that, which means that's now connected up. If it's dark, light comes on, otherwise it hang on, there we go, other way around surely. Yeah, so you can switch it on to say, if it's, yeah, you can toggle it so it either turns stuff on when there's no light or there is light. We've turned it so when it goes dark, so when it doesn't detect light, it puts the light on, which it doesn't feed back into itself. So that's something that's I'm happy about. Yeah, and it means that the light will come on its own accord, which means we're not using as much energy. Although, to be fair, I think with 5 solar, 2 RTGs, there you go, it's just went off there. And 2 wind turbines. Power is not something we really need. And there we go, day 27 success. We have completed our journey, and that has been a bit of MewnBase. Hope you have enjoyed the video and this sort of mini-series, I guess. I know this was a long one, but I thought, there was a request to complete it. And there you go. If you want to see more, then by all means let me know. We're probably going to give it a little while until we check it out again. Would have been nice to do all the research and get all of the artifacts, but oh well, we got all that we needed, I guess. As always, thanks very much for watching. Take care, and generic partings.